Hey folks, second flight ever of the Aero SKYCRUISER, 1400 millimeter. Now I want to tell y'all something. That guy needs to apologize. If you're watching my very detailed build video, if you didn't listen to what I said and just kind of basically listen to me on the hold the foam treatment on the hinges, if you put I said put a thin layer on the hinges to protect it, but if you put too much, then you'll actually damage the hinge. Remember yesterday on the Maiden, I had a hard time. I thought it was my little zip tie up. No, I put too much of that hold the foam on both sides. And overnight it set up, and then when I went to move the thing, I actually broke the hinge on this side because I had too much of that. Remember, hold the foam is I stand behind what I'm saying. The hold the foam from Beacon is a great, just put a thin layer in your hinge as protection. It replaces like Blenderm tape as backup. However, if you put too much, it's just too much and it will build up and actually damage the hinge. So just a thin layer. And I've had to go in there and I put Blenderm tape or the fiberglass tape in there for a temporary, for a hinge until I go in there and I put in mechanical hinges. But that's my fault. And so just make sure you put a thin layer. I put way too much. So you can still use it. Still a good idea. Right, left, up, down, right, left. To tell you my flap rates, and last one I just went by flap flight mode, and I couldn't tell you what the flap is. So now I've got it worked out just to plain a flap mix. For takeoff flaps, which are 50% elevator with a 13% down elevator mix, and for takeoff is 100. Now this is on Spectrum, 100% down flaps with a 23% down elevator mix, and that's on Spectrum, and that seems to work really well. All right. The wind is now completely cross runway, so it doesn't matter which direction I take off or land in. Try to land this plane straight. It's going to be a lot of fun. She is light and she is floating. So, got to be on that rudder when I land. Okay, timer set for 5 minutes. 100% throws over 30% expo. I have to put the rudder into the wind as I take off. There, turn her to the wind, which that's the way the wind's coming. Aileron turn there. Got the 2700 as far forward as I can get. I tried putting the 3200 in there just to see, and you really can't go, it's too wide. So 2700 is about as big as you're going to get. And so that's just the way it is. Very nice, gentle flying plane. I'm only at 3/4 throttle right now. Let's see if I can't land her. No flaps in right now, because I'm going to land a little bit against some wind here. Really see. Well, I'm a little too high. Let me, that's the way the wind's coming right there.
Landing flaps.
We'll put in, the wind is not all that strong, but just enough to mess with this plane. I'm using that flat mix now. There we go.
Flaps up.
I didn't grease the wheels. I wish I had. All right, we're going to take off this way. Do some takeoff flaps.
Takeoff flaps. Flaps up.
I'm going to take it out. Have a gentle roll. I don't want to put much pressure on them wings. This is a trainer bird, not a high performance type plane. If I can get a knife edge out of it though. A little bit of one. A little bit of one. Not too shabby. All right, let me bring her by and put the flaps down. Bring her by real close to us. So we get a good look at her. She flies by. Something to put on the TikTok channel.
Time remaining 3 minutes.
Still got my flaps down. You can see she's really not ballooning. Just holding a little bit of pressure on the elevator. Just a little bit. So you put them flaps down and fly nice and slow. All right, I'm going to put the flaps back up now.
Flaps up.
Keep her in nice and slow and tight where we can see her really well. And get a good look at her. All right, we're going to take her up now. All right, now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take them and do what you call a clean stall. I'm going to go forward, 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 kill the motor, hold the up elevator. All right, and she just slumps right on over. All right, now
Remaining 2 minutes.
we're going to take her up and do a turn stall. That's where you're going to take her straight up. A little bit of a rudder, and a stall turn. Okay. All right, let's try doing some level, what I call coordinated turns, where I try to turn the plane as level as I can. Using a rudder turn, trying to turn the plane level. Trying to keep them plane wings level as I turn. This is something you can, it's good. It's a good practice. Especially if you've got a wing that has curved wings on the end, or very, very tempted to tip stall when you turn too slowly. If you learn how to do these coordinated turns, it will help with that. And when I say coordinated turn or flat turn, no, that's an aileron turn there. Tell you what, the reason for learning that practice is if you want to turn more slow with a plane with a curved wing, then you learn how to do a coordinated turn and keeping them wings level as you turn. That'll help prevent that tip stall. All right, now I'm going to show you a typical aileron turn. Now this is going to be an aileron turn. That's an aileron turn. Okay. It's another aileron turn.
30 seconds.
All right, now I'm going to do a coordinated turn. See the difference? See how she's staying level? I mean, it's not perfect,
20 seconds.
but it definitely helps you prevent a tip stall if you turn too slow. It helps you get out of that aileron, or that aileron tip stall, if you're turning too slow with your ailerons. The other thing you do is hit the opposite rudder.
10,
And
9,
you know, I got to turn, come around the other direction.
6,
Really don't need.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Another thing, if you tip stall, if I remember right, you want to do opposite rudder. Immediately do the opposite rudder the direction you're turning, that you're tip stalling towards. That'll help take you out of it. All right, I'm going to get further out. Still need a little bit of up elevator. Don't have the flaps in. All right. Don't forget.
Braking.
She got reverse thrust.
Cruise mode.
If
Prop secure.
you install a 7-channel receiver. You need a 7-channel receiver if you want reverse thrust and to be able to use the vector system, because the vector system is going to use the channel that you normally would use for gear, and then your flaps is going to be your 6th channel. So that's all your channels. That's all 6 channels, because you got throttle, aileron, okay, elevator, rudder, vector, and then flaps. So that's all 6. If you want reverse thrust, it's that little yellow little wire that comes off of the throttle lead, and you plug it into an open channel. Well, you make a choice. Do I want vector, or do I want reverse thrust, or do I want to spin and get a 7-channel receiver, which is what I have in here, and be able to use it? But I'll be honest, the plane slows down plenty. If you can find some floats for this, then reverse thrust will be great for backing out of weeds and stuff. But honestly, unless you're going to put it on floats, this plane does not need reverse thrust. So save yourself the money. Just get a much more economical, easier to find. Get you an AR620 would be perfect for this plane. Or actually a 7-channel Lemon RX, like I have in here, is they're only the 7-channel, but they're only like $18 at Motion RC. I'll tell you what, I'll put a link in this video where you can get that 7-channel if you want to choose that. That's what I've got in this one. Or if you've already got an AR620, which you can get through Hobby Zone, Horizon Hobby, wherever you want to get them, they're very readily available, and you can put that in there. They both would work great for it. Props off. 22 seconds over on a 5-minute timer. Oh, and the other thing I did is I went ahead and removed the 2 antennas, because taking the battery in and out of this thing is the bottom. It's just a lot easier to be able to lay it down and not have to worry about them antennas. They're just decorative anyways. And they do look nice. Got the that 2700 as far forward as I can slam it in there. So basically it's halfway down the hatch there. And fish it out of there. I really wish they would have secured those ESCs. A lot of these companies don't secure their ESCs. They got them flopping around there. 5 minutes and 22 seconds. Now I still got 64%. My goodness, I could have set the timer for 8 minutes and come back probably with 30 or 40%. So, goodness gracious. That's a good looking plane, good flying plane. Hobby Zone, thank you for sending this out to me. They actually sent me an email about a month ago and said, hey, we're going to be coming out with this new Arrows plane. Could we invite you to do a review on it? I'm like, no. I mean, I was like, yes. And they sent it to me, and they gave me like a week and a half before the release date, which was July 3rd. And let me just bear with me for just a second. I got to share a little story with you. We were on vacation while I got this, and I said, look, I'm not going to be back until after the 4th. And while we were on vacation, the 4th was, I forget what day the 4th was on. It was on Thursday. Yeah, we were gone. And then the Saturday after, we were in Arkansas, or the Saturday before, the Saturday before the 4th, we were in Arkansas picking up my son, moving him to Illinois, to Springfield, Illinois. And on that Saturday, we got him all moved in before the 4th, and I was feeling bad. This ear was killing me. And I said, honey, you're going to have to we got him, thank goodness we got him all moved in now, but I feel, and we were going to have a week of vacation. We're going to come back to the mountains and have fun, just me and Mama, Camera Precious. And I said, take me to the walk-in clinic. I feel terrible. We went in there, and they said, oh, yeah, you've got a really bad right ear infection, and you're full-blown COVID. Oh, great. Now, this is a Saturday. So we went back to the motel, and they said, okay, you can isolate yourself in the motel for 5 days. Camera Pressure started hacking and coughing, took her back on Sunday. She's full-blown COVID. So we had to stay in that motel room and waste 5 days of our 7 days left of vacation and taking that COVID, Paxlovid medicine you take when you catch COVID early. And that knocked it out. Within 4 days, we were feeling great. We had one more day of isolation and said, all right, I called and said, can we leave? They said, just stay in your car. It's your last day. Keep your masks on, do drive through, stuff like that. And that's what we did. And so we spent 1 day traveling through the mountains and 1 day coming home. And so we lost 5 days of vacation. But hey, and I'm telling you folks, that COVID, I kind of scoffed. I said, come on, it's just another flu. I felt horrible. I mean, I'd get up, walk across the room, take a shower, eat something. I'm ready to go back to bed. I've never slept so much in my life. All right, off that. COVID sucks. That's all there is to it. Sucks when you're on vacation with it, too. Well, anyways, back to this. Hobby Zone, thank you for it. I finally got the second flight in. I've got all the 3 main setup videos online. I got the maiden online. Now I got this. I'll be up here in a day or so. Make sure, again, on that hold the phone mod I do to protect these hinges, a thin layer, just a thin layer. I stand behind that, but if you put too much on there, you'll bind and damage the hinge. So that does just the opposite of what you're trying to do. Great flying plane. And the Aero SKYCRUISER, it is the FMS SkyTrainer 182. It is the same plane. Same FMS pilot, same smoked windshield and glass, same prop, it's everything. Remember, we're attaching the front nose wheel, take a razor blade, take this cowling off, and you can easily put in the nose so much easier. Take that screw out, put it in there. It is so much easier. And then this is meant to come off anyway. It's got magnets in there. But if it doesn't really attach really well, take a couple pieces of clear tape and put it on there just to hold it in place. Okay, just a little pro tip for you. Great flying plane. Arrows, thank you. Hobby Zone, thank you. My wonderful tubinators turning in and watching my craziness, thank you. And this is a great flying plane. I highly recommend it. Right now, for a limited time, it's $179. Use my link to buy it. I won't get nothing for that. Other than the recognition that you bought through my link. I might get a commission. I really don't know. But that link, they got $50 off right now. So she's $179. I don't know when the sale's going to end. But then after that, if you missed that and you still want to buy it, I have a link in the description of this video. And you use my code of FGFRC, Fat Guy Flies RC, and you can take $10 off the price. It's going to go up to $229, I think. Yeah, to $170. Yeah, so it's $50 off right now. So, all right, well, y'all have a good, and I'm done talking. God bless y'all. Don't forget, stay family and friends. And then, Aero SKYCRUISERs.